You're not tired because you're doing too much. You're tired because you're giving too much of yourself to people who haven't even earned you. Your time, your energy, your attention, your softness. You hand it out so easily, and then wonder why you feel so drained, so unseen, so replaceable. And the truth is going to sting a little. It's not because people are always wrong. It's because you never created a cost for accessing you. You reply instantly. You adjust instantly. You show up instantly. Even when you're tired. Even when you don't feel like it. Even when deep down, you know they wouldn't do the same for you. And slowly, without realizing, you teach people that you are always available. Always there. Always giving. Always easy to reach. And what's easily available is rarely valued. Listen, you're not too much. You're just too accessible to the wrong people. Welcome to the Feminine Code, where we don't chase, we become. Access to you is not just about texting back. It's deeper than that. It's about who gets to feel your presence, who gets your attention, who gets your emotional energy, who gets to be close to you. And right now, if you're honest with yourself, too many people have VIP access to you without even buying the ticket. They didn't show consistency, but you showed up. They didn't respect your time, but you adjusted. They didn't choose you clearly, but you stayed available. And that's where it starts breaking you. Because your energy is not unlimited. Every conversation, every over-explanation, every time you ignore your own needs, it costs you something. 1. Why you give too much. This part is not just about your behavior, it's about your inner wiring. When you give too much, it's rarely because you're too nice. It's usually because, somewhere deep inside, you're trying to secure something: attention, love, validation, or connection. One of the biggest reasons is the fear of losing people. You start believing that if you don't respond quickly, don't adjust, or don't overshow up, people might walk away. So you overcompensate. You reply even when you're tired. You say yes even when you want to say no. You keep the connection alive, even if it's draining you. But the truth is, when someone is right for you, they don't require you to exhaust yourself just to stay. The second reason is confusing availability with love. You may have learned that being a good person means always being there, always understanding, always giving. Over time, this turns into a pattern where you believe the more you give, the more you'll be valued. But real value doesn't come from self-sacrifice. It comes from self-respect. People don't love you more because you give everything. They love you more when they feel your presence is meaningful, not constant. And the deepest reason is this: you haven't fully realized your own worth yet. Because when you truly understand your value, you naturally become more selective. You don't allow just anyone to access your time, your energy, or your emotions so easily. You don't tolerate inconsistency. You don't chase clarity, you expect it. 2. The truth about value. This is where things become very real. Value is not created by what you say. It's created by what you allow. You can tell people you're busy, important, or self-respecting, but if your actions don't match that, no one will take it seriously. People don't study your words. They study your patterns. If you're always available, people assume your time isn't that valuable. If you reply instantly every single time, they assume you have nothing more important going on. If you keep tolerating inconsistency, they assume that's your standard. Not because people are bad, but because that's how human nature works. Think about anything valuable in life. Things that are limited, protected, and not easily accessible automatically feel more important. The same applies to you. When you give unlimited access, your time, your attention, your energy, without any boundaries, you remove the sense of importance around your presence. You become predictable, always there, always reachable, and slowly, people stop noticing you the way they should. And then it hurts, because you're giving so much, yet receiving so little. But here's the shift you need to understand. Appreciation doesn't come from how much you give. It comes from how much your presence is felt. When something is always available, it becomes normal. When something is selective, it becomes special. This doesn't mean you need to play games or act distant. It means you need to stop overexposing yourself. Let your time have value. Let your presence feel like something that isn't easily replaceable. 3. The shift you need. The shift is actually very simple, but it feels hard at first. You stop being available for everyone. Not in a rude way, not in an attitude way, but in a self-respecting way. You start pausing before giving your time, your energy, your attention. you start noticing, do they even value this? And if they don't, you quietly step back. No drama. No explaining. No chasing. Just distance. Because you finally understand. You don't have to be there for everyone to be loved. And the moment you treat your presence like something special, people either rise to meet you, or they fade away. 4. What happens when you change? When you start changing like this, it won't feel easy at first. You'll feel a little guilty, a little distant, maybe even like you're losing people. But what's really happening is, you're no longer overextending yourself for the wrong ones. The people who only liked you when you were always available, they'll slowly disappear. And yes, that might hurt, but at the same time, the right people will start showing up differently. They'll respect your time. They'll value your presence. Because now, you're not giving access so easily. You're allowing it to be earned. And that's where everything starts to feel lighter and more real. 5. How to actually do it. Now let's make this real. Start small. Don't reply instantly every time. Take your space. Breathe. Respond when you feel ready. Learn to say I'll get back to you instead of always saying yes. Notice where you're overgiving, and gently pull back. You don't need to explain everything. You don't need to be available 24/7. Just start choosing yourself in small moments. Because boundaries aren't about pushing people away. They are about keeping you safe. And the more you practice this, the more natural it feels. Until one day, you won't even question it. You'll just know, your energy is precious. You don't have to be available to be valued. You don't have to overgive just to be loved. Start choosing yourself. Start protecting your energy. Start honoring your time and your peace. Because your presence is rare. And the moment you stop giving yourself away so easily, everything begins to shift. You feel lighter, stronger, more in control. The right people will rise. The wrong ones will fade. Access to you isn't free. It's earned.